Hello then guys, welcome back to another episode of Second Life Electronics. As you can probably see, because it is a bit of a unit, today we have not one, it's like a workout in itself, but two, a bit rattly that one, two Xbox Ones. We've picked these up on eBay for just £22.23. That's including postage. So that is total cost that I've got to explain to the wife, but never mind, she's very forgiving. These purchased them as they power on and then turn it immediately off. Apparently one of them did actually stay on long enough to do an update, and then it then done the restart like it's supposed to at the end of the update, and now just power cycles. That's how it's been described on the eBay listing. So I think the first thing to do, we've brought our power supply. Made sure to actually buy one this time other than the Wii U from last week. If you haven't gone and seen that, do go check that video out. Link will be in the description below. Make sure I've got the right power supply as well. It will definitely work. Well, hopefully it'll work. So let's get these plugged in onto the test telly, and we'll see if what the seller has said is exactly what we're getting. Okay then guys, so let's put a HDMI cable up its arse, HDMI out to TV, and some power up its jacksy. And it's, yeah, that is doing exactly that. So it comes on, and immediately straight back off again on that one. There. So let's move that one to the side. And we'll pull out our next one. It's actually slightly different looking on the back, actually, this one. It's got yellow arrows instead of the white that the other one had. I don't know if that actually makes any difference. Maybe let me know in the comments below. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, and same with this one as well. So it comes on, immediately straight back off again. Okay then guys, so definitely go on and off just as the eBay seller had stated. So I think next thing to do, let's open these up and see if we can work out what's wrong with them. That's without even touching the power button.
Okay.
It's just going so crazy. How weird.
It's very weird.
Okay then guys, so we're in the home lab now on the workbench. Let's get this open. The first thing we're going to have to do is we are going to have to go through the security tape. Well, it's only really for the warranty, which, let's face it, we're not going to have that anyhow. Cut through that, there's no real major issues. Peel that off. I'm really not worried too much about that anyway. Then what we need to do is we're going to remove this plastic around the side USB port. So we're just going to see if we can find somewhere to get our tool in. Using a plastic pry tool, there we go. That's nice and simply done. And then there is a small plastic tab here. It's just sat in just there. Just slide that out. And then we can then start to, on this side, so we'll get our tool in there, try and separate the top and bottom parts of the case, like so. Oh, don't let it spring back in like I did. That's a real pain in the butt. And then we're going to continue on as there's loads of clips all the way around this. So I'm sort of putting some tension on it as I go. Like, get all of these clips to separate off. Nope. Just break the end of my tool off. This is only a cheap one from AliExpress though, so I'm really not surprised. And it's not lasted brilliantly well. I say these are really strong clips on this particular console. I'm just going to keep trying to encourage these clips off all the way around the console as we go. Might have to get another smudger tool though, because that one is definitely no longer with us. It does obviously pay to. Oh, yeah, I've lost another bit of my smudger. I will definitely have to get some better pry tools, I think. Oh, that's really not doing too well. Right. It definitely is rattling now because I've got so many bits of pry tool in it. And probably bits of myself in there as well because I've not been doing too well with my nails. I'm trying to get these clips off on this other side. I'm really proving quite difficult. See, it wants to lift, but also it wants to try and break me at the same time. Now, battle of the wits as to who's going to break first. I wonder if this piece is removable. That'll make it any easier. Doesn't seem like anything, but it definitely wants to. It really does not want to come off. I don't want to be using my X tool too much because I don't want to break that. I definitely do not want to release off all these clips. Right. Bit of brute force, we managed to get it to this stage now. And definitely got some broken pry tools. Okay, so we don't want to remove it completely. I'll remove the cage here that's still connected by the front panel button. But we're going to see if we can move it a little bit. It's just connected by a little ribbon cable just inside here. You should be able to see it just there. Just going to carefully open that up. Very careful here so we don't rip the ribbon cable. So we can take that off. That allows us to take the front cover and power button off. Okay, now that we've got that done, let's move a few bits about so we've got a bit of space to work. It's very dusty. Looks like it's definitely seen better days there. We've now got the upper case removed. The next thing we want to do is on the front here. We've just got a antenna cable there. Just going to remove, and also a speaker cable here on the front panel. We're going to take that off. And then we're going to, once I take off this Wi-Fi board, it has two 9.5mm T8 hex screws in it. So let's undo those two. Nice little screw box here. I'm just going to make sure that I keep all of my screws safe. I don't want to lose any. So with the two screws out, we're going to lift the board off. We're plugged in underneath. Lift that up. And that is just so we can access this screw here, C3. Now we can remove the T10 screws that hold all of this case on. There are 8 of them all in all. Switch to the T10 bit. And then we're going to take the following 8 screws out. These ones are, I say, because they're 65mm long, they're quite long screws, go all the way through. Exceptionally long screws. But they are rather handily all numbered. C1 through 7. C1 through 8, sorry. Okay, now with those out, I'm just going to lift the case but not remove it, as the Wi-Fi board connects the upper metal case to the motherboard. So we're just going to carefully lift that up, and you can see we've just got the cable in there for the interconnect. So let's take that off. Now this is the bit I wanted to get into, because I'm not 100% sure what's actually going wrong with these yet. So I figured the best place to start would be to have a look at this hard drive. Just make sure that that's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I'm just going to remove those, and then that all comes off in one. It comes off with the tray, and then there's 4 T10 screws underneath here. We can remove. That's right. Have a look down at the bits of board that we've now exposed, and can't see anything so far major wrong, other than it's exceptionally dirty. So now that we've got the hard drive off the main case, we've then got to take this piece off so we can unplug the hard drive. This is 4 more T10 screws for this. Okay, so now we can hopefully get this unplugged. Yep, from the caddy. Now let's plug this in. I've got a SATA to USB-C adapter. Let's plug this in. I'll load up crystal disk info, and let's see if we can get some indication as to the condition of that hard drive. Okay, so we've now got crystal disk info up, and we can see that is saying that it's a good hard drive. As well within tolerances. There doesn't seem to be any real issue with it. So that tells us that it's not the hard drive that's at fault. Another common thing that I've seen that happens with these is the DVD drive can actually have a fault on the board. It doesn't. The console does not actually require the DVD drive to start. So I think let's get this hard drive removed. And then let's have a look. Removing that DVD drive. And seeing if it will then actually attempt to boot then. Okay, let's pop that back in there. Right, as well, let's show which way it goes. I don't know if it actually has an orientation or not, really. I think it just sits. I think I put it on upside down, that's probably why. That's it. There is actually an arrow if I actually looked at it originally. But hey, yeah, so go that way. That can then sit back in the right place. It is in. Let's just remove that DVD drive. And grab some power. Now I'm not sure if we're going to need to. Yeah, if we will need to take this back in in order to be able to see if it's doing anything. Oh, it's coming out. So coming out the case now. Right, we don't really need the back case on it at the moment. We only really need this ribbon cable on. If I can get this on carefully. It's proven to be a bit fiddly, this one. Just going to just sat back on loose for now. Plug that ribbon cable back in. You don't want to move it about too much. I'm just ripping that cable. Right. Yeah, it's got got a fan spin there, but no, it's still not doing it. It's going straight back off again. Okay, let's do some more investigation work then.